Hi, I'm Alaina and I did the 12-week Ballymaloe course January to March 2017.
Hi, I'm Eleanor. I did the Ballymaloe 12-week course in September 2016. So when I finished the course, I moved straight back to London. I knew I wanted to work in cooking. I wasn't sure if I really wanted to go into professional kitchens or catering or events, but actually Ballymaloe put me in touch with Spring restaurant in Somerset House. So I went in for a trial there and was offered the job as a commis chef. So I started working there in January 2017. And I've been there ever since. So I started, as I say, as a commis chef, and I've sort of worked my way around the kitchen, done salads, done pastry, meat and fish on mains, which has been an amazing experience. I'm now the junior sous chef, which is a job that I love doing. I've cooked in Abergavenny for the food festival there. We've done dinners at the Dorchester. I did a dinner for 120 people on a moving train, which was amazing. So it's sort of been a great foundation in terms of learning to cook in a professional kitchen, but also seeing lots of other kitchens. We have a sister restaurant called Heckfield, and we actually have 2 restaurants there, so I've cooked in both of those as well. So it's been nice to have Spring as a real steadfast job for me since I've left Ballymaloe, but also to be given lots of opportunity to do other things and see other things through them, which has been great.
And after the course, I came back to London, funnily staged at Spring for a month in pastry. They had offered me a job in the pastry section, but I was sort of undecided as to whether I wanted to stay in London or not. And at the time, I actually got my internship application accepted to go work in the sweets department with the pastry chef JR at Ballymaloe House. I was supposed to only stay there for a month, but then I loved it so much, I ended up staying there for a whole year. It was just an invaluable experience for someone that was entering cooking to have access to like all the fruit and veg and salad leaves and herbs, and to be there for like all 4 seasons was really important to me. At that point, I got accepted to the American Academy in Rome as part of the Rome Food Sustainable Project, which is co-founded by Alice Waters. And so that was for 4 months. And after that, I went on to join this really lovely couple who are an alumni of the Rome Food Sustainable Project called Sophie and Domenico. And actually, now that I think about it, Sophie is a Ballymaloe Cookery School student herself. They set up a restaurant and a micro bakery, and I went and helped them with the opening for a few months. And then I got this job at Spring, which was the sous pastry role, and so I just had to jump at that opportunity and then ended up flying back to London for that role, and have been there since last summer.
So Spring, where Alaina and I both work, is based in Somerset House, in central London, just by Covent Garden. We work directly with a biodynamic farm called Fernbarrow. It's a very small independent farm. All our ingredients come hand-picked from the farm, they've been hand-planted. And it's a real sort of treat and pleasure to be able to cook with ingredients like that. And we really feel the glut of seasons, and if the produce is there, it comes into the restaurant and we have to use it, whether that's putting it on the menu, preserving it, making it into jams. It's very reminiscent of the way that we were taught at Ballymaloe. So for me, Spring is an amazing place in terms of those foundations that I learned at Ballymaloe being really echoed there, and it being a huge part of what we do and how we cook. One of my favourite parts of Ballymaloe was Ireland. And as you say, the locals and the local villages and the town and Cork and the area and just the way of life, it feels like a different planet.
It really is. Everyone is very welcoming. Everyone is very trusting of one another. There's a real like community spirit there.
The daily structure was so evolved around cooking food and learning how to cook food. And I used to wake up and be like, okay, my biggest job for today is making lasagna or making whatever we were doing that day, which at the time seemed so stressful and seemed like we had so much to learn and do. It's so easy to forget that actually the reason that we're there is because we love food and love cooking. Not just cooking because it's a job, it's because you love it and you love what you're doing and why you're doing it. That's the thing that it installed in me, and that's the thing that was very present every day there.
Well, I think that's why a lot of people are enticed to go to Ballymaloe Cookery School, because I felt like it was going to give me this holistic overview of not just about cooking, but where your food comes from. I mean, I really did enjoy the demos. It was packed in. I mean, they were just really entertaining as well.
It's a very interactive way of learning as well, I think. I still now, day to day in the kitchen at work, will do something, and as I start doing it, a little thing from a demo will come back and I'll be like, oh, I remember seeing this 3 years ago and that's how it should be done and I know it will work. So I think it's an amazing way of teaching, the way that it's set up so that everyone can see, and we all write thousands of notes, but it really does stick with you, and it's a very good way of teaching and learning and taking things on board. As well as being on a 100-acre organic farm, the teacher to student ratio being 6:1, which is incredibly low. They were all sort of big parts in making me feel that that was the right place for me to go. I think for people who are on the course now, eat absolutely everything, because that's what I did, and everything is worth trying. You will never get the chance to be surrounded by such incredible food for 3 months. Everyone's doing something different, everyone's cooking something different. There's 17 puddings a day and 35 main courses. Eat them all, try everything. Don't worry about the early mornings, go out, pick those herbs, do stock duty, do salad duty.
Spend as much time with Maria in the micro dairy. You want to go fishing at Ballycotton? Rory has a little boat and he sometimes takes people on, and you can go catch mackerel.
Yeah, because once you don't have all that on your doorstep, you'll miss it.
Oh my
'Cause I
gosh,
did.
had the best time catching loads of mackerel with Rory.
I think for people thinking about doing the course, the only thing I would say is it's 100% stop thinking about it and go and do it. It's probably the best 3 months of my entire life. Everyone's there for broadly the same reason, which is the food and the experience. It's such a rare opportunity and you won't find yourself in any situation like that anywhere else.